top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Lawyers say Venezuela playing victim game while threatening Guyana's territory. Detective sergeant accused of assaulting female cop. 74.8% increase in Guyana's fuel import costs since early 2026. And traffic police warn minibus drivers, overcharge passengers, and face prosecution. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, May 8th, 2026 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. An attorney appearing for Guyana before the International Court of Justice has accused Venezuela of presenting what he described as a false and self-serving version of history in the ongoing border case. Here is more.
In a forceful submission before the World Court, Attorney at Law Paul Reichler said that Venezuela is attempting to portray itself as a victim of colonial injustice, while casting Guyana as the beneficiary of British imperial expansion. He rejected that narrative, arguing that the historical record shows the opposite. According to him, Venezuela's case is built around a story that claims the country was forced into the 1897 arbitration agreement, made to accept an unjust 1899 arbitral award, and then kept silent for decades by fear and ignorance.
All the myths unravel when confronted by the evidence. The contemporaneous documentary evidence, which Venezuela so conspicuously and conveniently ignored on Wednesday.
Reichler said that Venezuela has now used that narrative to justify its attempt to claim more than 70% of Guyana's territory, while presenting itself as a champion of decolonization.
They had a chance to submit contemporaneous evidence of their own. They did not. The evidence we presented on Monday, not by mere assertion or by footnote, but by physical documentation.
By contrast, Reichler said that the documentary record points to continuous Dutch and later British occupation in the territory. He referred to the maps and historical records showing Dutch settlements extending from the Essequibo towards the Orinoco, including areas that still carry Dutch place names.
There is no evidence in the record of this case that Venezuela or Spain before it ever occupied any part of it. Venezuela has presented none in this case.
He maintained that Guyana's case rests on documentary proof, while Venezuela has relied on unsupported assertions. Reichler's submission formed part of Guyana's response to Venezuela's challenge to the validity of the 1899 arbitral award, which fixed the boundary between Guyana and Venezuela. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
On the police blotter, a female police detective attached to the Criminal Investigations Department in Region 2 claims she was brutally assaulted, threatened with death, and terrorized by a fellow detective sergeant inside the Anna Regina police station compound following a night out. More details in this report. A woman detective attached to the Anna Regina Criminal Investigations Department has come forward with disturbing allegations against a fellow police rank, claiming she was physically assaulted, choked, and threatened at gunpoint inside the Anna Regina police station compound. The incident unfolded on the night of May 7, after she and another female constable accepted an invitation from the detective sergeant, Gentle, stationed at the Charity police station, to go out for drinks. The woman officer said the group visited a popular bar in Anna Regina, where Gentle consumed 7 shots of Hennessy before returning to the station compound later that night. However, shortly after returning to the female barracks, the sergeant allegedly knocked on the door, claiming that $1 million Guyana dollars had gone missing from his vehicle, and demanded that the 2 female ranks assist him in searching the car. The officer alleged that after the money could not be found, the sergeant became aggressive and verbally abusive, accusing the woman of being thieves and hurling a series of insults at them in the presence of other police ranks. Investigating ranks were told that while the female detective was standing near the inquiry section of the station, Sergeant Gentle confronted her, demanded the missing money. She alleges that the sergeant then placed his hands around her throat and dealt her several blows to the face before other police officers intervened and pulled him away. The sergeant then pulled a firearm from his waist and pointed it at her while threatening to kill her in front of other ranks. The woman detective further alleged that the sergeant later stormed into the female barracks and began throwing her personal belongings, including suitcases and other items, over the upper flat railing into the station yard. She said when she attempted to return upstairs to secure personal items she had recently purchased, the sergeant allegedly attacked her again in the presence of senior officers. The officer subsequently sought medical attention at a public hospital and has since expressed fear for her life. Sources have confirmed that the accused detective sergeant has since been placed under close arrest. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day reports now that rising geopolitical tensions in the Middle East have led to a 74.8% increase in Guyana's fuel import costs since early 2026. These revelations were made by Prime Minister Mark Phillips. Here is more.
The world is experiencing a period of heightened geopolitical uncertainty. Guyana has experienced an average 74.8% increase in fuel import costs since the start of this year alone.
Prime Minister Mark Phillips of Guyana on Friday, providing insights on how ongoing Middle East tensions have disrupted oil economies and affected fuel prices. Prime Minister Phillips at a national seminar on energy efficiency held on Friday at the Arthur Tong Conference Center revealed locally that gasoline acquisition costs by 62.4% and diesel by 3%. He provided all the statistics.
Jet fuel by an extraordinary 102.6%. These numbers translate directly into higher costs for utilities, for businesses, and for every household in our country.
These figures serve as a stark reminder of how critical it is to address and resolve such conflicts before they escalate further with potentially severe global consequences. Dr. Mahendra Sharma, head of the Ghana Energy Agency, emphasized that energy efficiency is essential to Ghana's low-carbon development strategy. He elaborated further on the benefits of energy efficiency.
Energy efficiency is therefore an integral part of our national development agenda and our low-carbon development strategy 2030. And it supports reduced electricity consumption, operating costs, improved reliability of the power systems, reduced pressure on fuel imports.
The World Bank has recently prioritized energy efficiency through its Energy Efficiency Scale-Up Approach paper. This strategy fosters robust policies, dynamic markets, innovative financing, and utility-led demand measures. The Caribbean Efficient and Green Energy Buildings project aid Guyana in expanding energy efficiency investments in public buildings. Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashley Singh and Deletta Doretti, World Bank Group representative for Guyana and Suriname, also delivered remarks at the seminar. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world, that transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Krishna Rolf Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Manripo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624-629-4021 or 619-7880. At Krishna Rolf Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
This Mother's Day, because moms deserve more.
Thanks for staying with us here in the HGP Nightly News. You will hear now that at the APNU press conference on Friday, Dr. David Hines did not hold back as he dissected recent comments made by Vice President Barrett Jagdeo on rising food prices and the cost of living. He dubbed the VP's comments as a direct failure by the government to protect the ordinary Guyanese citizens from rising food costs as a result of the conflict in Iran. Marvin Cato reports.
The market for rice is soft. That means prices came down. And two, we have a rising cost of production.
Member of Parliament representing a Partnership for National Unity and the leader of the Working People's Alliance, Dr. David Hines, during a press conference on Friday, highlighted that Vice President Barrett Jagdeo's comments on the rising food prices and the cost of living are a direct confession that the PPPC government has failed to protect ordinary Guyanese.
For years, the PPP dismissed public complaints about the rising cost of living as exaggeration or political criticism.
He said Jagdeo has now publicly admitted that every Guyanese family already feels and knows food prices are rising, households are under pressure, and ordinary citizens are struggling to make ends meet. That admission, Hines lamented, is important because the debate is no longer about whether hardship exists, as 38% of Guyanese live in abject poverty. The debate, according to Hines, is why a government enjoying unprecedented oil wealth has failed to provide meaningful relief to the people. Oil wealth is a new yardstick by which the government must be judged.
The Guyanese people are not benefiting in a way that impact their personal and family development.
The clearest weakness in Jagdeo's statement is that although he acknowledges the suffering, he offers no urgent plan to ease that suffering, Dr. Hines said. There was no announcement of food subsidies, no temporary tax relief, no household support program, no rice stabilization measures, no direct intervention to cushion families from rising grocery costs. Instead, the MP said the government shifted responsibility onto citizens through the suddenly familiar PPP refrain to produce more. That response, according to the professor, exposes a government that recognizes the hardship but has no immediate plan to address it. The government's position is that citizens must bear the burden while the government continues celebrating oil revenues and economic growth and enriching themselves, their families, friends, and favorites. Jagdeo's own explanation also exposes a deeper contradiction within the PPP's record, Dr. Hines went on to say. For years, the PPP has spoken about agricultural expansion, food security, agro-processing, growth, and reducing CARICOM's dependence on imported food. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Demerara Bank Limited has lost a major full court appeal in its attempt to block 6 members of the main opposition party, Reinvested Nationhood, from pursuing legal action over the closure of their accounts without explanation. In a split ruling delivered on Thursday, the full court ordered the bank to now file its defense as the legal battle moves forward. Here's more. A full court on Thursday dismissed an appeal filed by Demerara Bank Limited, which sought to strike out legal proceedings brought by 6 members of the political party Reinvested Nationhood WIN after their bank accounts were abruptly closed. The panel, comprising Chief Justice Navindra Singh, Justice Deborah Kumar Chetty, and Justice Nigel Niles, ruled that the matter should proceed to substantive hearing, with the bank ordered to file an affidavit in defense on or before May 21. The court also ordered Demerara Bank to pay each of the 6 former account holders $100,000 in costs by June 1. The former account holders are Gobin Harbajan, Dinodra Park, Dexter George, Joel Ramrish, Lester Benjamin, and Denita Parks. They were represented by attorney-at-law Darren Wade. In its ruling, the full court said the issues raised by the bank should be properly addressed through a defense rather than by attempting to strike out the fixed date application filed by the claimants. The judges found that the bank's approach had unnecessarily delayed the matter and noted that the case brought by the former customers disclosed an arguable claim with reasonable grounds to proceed. The court further stated that Demerara Bank failed to provide sufficient evidential basis to support its argument that the case was frivolous, vexatious, or an abuse of the court's process. The bank had argued that the legal action disclosed no reasonable cause, that it had no duty of good faith in closing customers' accounts, and that no private right of action arose under anti-money laundering laws. The Chief Justice stated in his view that the application should have been struck out and costs awarded to the bank. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Minibus drivers and hire car operators in Region 3 are being warned that they could face prosecution if they continue to demand more than the approved fare from passengers. Here's more.
Inspector Naresh Kanu, the inspector in charge of traffic at Vredeno Police Station, issued the warning during an appearance on the program Police and You, where he addressed complaints that some operators have been overcharging commuters. Kanu said there has been no official increase in minibus fares, even as some passengers continue to complain that drivers and conductors are demanding extra money. He said the approved fare remains in effect and operators are expected to comply with it. According to the traffic inspector, rising fuel prices do not give minibus operators the opportunity to increase fares on their own.
The fare remains at standard. I don't know of any increase, but we do have reports of persons being overcharged. As I'm saying, we do lecture to these drivers every day, let them know that that is the wrong.
The issue has attracted renewed public attention after a video circulating on social media showing a senior citizen challenging a minibus operator over a fare demand. The video triggered concern about the treatment of elderly passengers.
What you would find, you have some passengers, especially the younger ones, it's not a problem to them. But our older folks, we do advise them when they are being overcharged, come to the station.
Kanu warned that passengers who are asked to pay more than the approved fare should not ignore the matter. He urged commuters to take note of the bus number and report the incident to the nearest police station.
If it's in a case that the persons that have been overcharged, the passenger just requests a warning, we still get the driver and the conductor at the station. Same process.
He said police cannot be present in every bus or at every stop, but operators must understand that exploiting passengers is unacceptable. He added that the fare has not changed, passengers should not be forced to pay more, and any driver or conductor caught overcharging could be taken before the court. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
These nice products I cook with proper things. Peppies, you get the best and least. Oh no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up these things. Yellow. Yeah, put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
This Mother's Day, say I love you in a way she'll never forget. Celebrate your mother, grandmother, because moms deserve more.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. In celebration of Mother's Day, which is slated for Sunday, May 10, HGP Nightly News featured a dynamic and resilient educator and mother of 7, Amika Lewis Talbot. More from Antonio Day.
Miss Amika Lewis Talbot's story exemplifies resilience and dedication as she balances motherhood of 7 with her role as an English lecturer at the University of Guyana. As a young mother, Lewis Talbot juggled household duties, childcare, and rigorous studies, relying on family support to overcome challenges like late-night library sessions.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it because it was demanding. The children were small at that time. But, you know, when you have your eyes on a particular goal, then you make those sacrifices.
Despite her demanding courses at a tertiary institution and most times leaving late, Lewis Talbot posited that she made it her duty to ensure that her children's well-being were intact.
Checking to ensure that they smell good. You know, you smell them, you're a mom. You smell them, you see if they need to be wiped, you know. You touch them to see if they would wake up or, you know, they need something to eat.
She successfully completed her Bachelor's of Arts degree in English with honors while managing the challenges of a divorce and pregnancy during her 3rd year. Amika emphasized that instilling values such as honesty and integrity in her children began from infancy and continued throughout her upbringing. Financial challenges also arose, especially after her divorce, as her children experienced different living standards between 2 homes. Amika used these moments to teach contentment and resilience, underscoring that material possessions does not define happiness or worth.
I gave my children a lot of leverage when they did certain things.
Her approach emphasizes the importance of striking a balance between material needs and character building.
Lying, however, wasn't one of those things that they got leverage for, because I think that one of the qualities that I tried to instill in them since they were young is that of integrity.
Looking ahead, Amika's message to mothers, especially those in similar situations, is one of encouragement and grace. She assures them that their love and efforts are enough, even when immediate appreciation is not visible. She recognized that motherhood has no single formula and that every effort contributes to a child's growth and well-being. Through her journey, Amika Lewis exemplifies how perseverance, love, and integrity can transform challenges into opportunities, inspiring both her children and others to strive for their best while valuing the immeasurable bonds of family. I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News, wishing every dynamic mother a happy Mother's Day.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has told the International Court of Justice that the border case with Venezuela is not only a legal matter, but an issue that goes to the survival, security, and future of Guyana.
Delivering Guyana's final presentation before the World Court, Attorney General Anil Nandlal said it was difficult to fully express how much the case means to Guyana and its people. He reminded the court that for more than 60 years, Venezuela has laid claim to more than 70% of Guyana's territory. According to him, generations of Guyanese have grown up under the threat created by Venezuela's claim to nearly 3/4 of the country. He said that claim has affected Guyana for almost the entirety of its life as an independent state. Nandlal said the controversy has placed a heavy burden on Guyana's development, security, prosperity, and the general well-being of its people. He added that if Guyana were to lose the territory claimed by Venezuela, the country as it is known today would effectively cease to exist.
Venezuela's claim has blighted, bedeviled, and burdened Guyana for the entirety of its life as a sovereign state.
Nandalal said Guyana's legal team has shown that Venezuela's arguments are not supported by the text or history of the Geneva Agreement. He argued that Venezuela is trying to avoid a judgment on the merits because it knows that such a ruling could bring an end to its claim to almost 160 square kilometers of Guyana's territory.
The loss of the territory claimed by Venezuela would eviscerate Guyana. Indeed, the country as we know it would cease to exist. Guyana's foreign minister was not exaggerating when he described this case as having an existential quality for Guyana.
Nandalal also defended the 1899 arbitral award itself. He said neither the absence of written reasons nor the timing of the award's delivery affects its validity. He maintained that the arbitral tribunal acted within the authority given to it by the 1897 treaty and that there was no excess of power or impropriety by the tribunal.
When Guyana brought its application to the court in 2018, it was confident of three things. First, Guyana had unwavering confidence in the correctness of its decision regarding the validity of the 1899 award and the boundary which it determined.
The Attorney General said the 1899 award remains the full, perfect, and final settlement of the boundary between Guyana and Venezuela. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
You will hear now that the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports opened its live art on Main Street as creatives transformed the walkway into a thing of natural beauty in an anticipation of visitors and locals flooding the area to take advantage of the many deals on creative pieces available. Marvin Cato reports.
In March of 2026, we welcomed 39,484 visitors to Guyana. This represents a 13.3% increase.
That was Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Susan Rodriguez, highlighting an upward trend in visitor arrival, which is expected to peak even further with the 60th Diamond Jubilee celebrations in May. With an influx of international, regional, and domestic tourists expected to flood the streets of Georgetown during the month, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport opened live art on Main Street Avenue on Friday. Minister within the Culture, Youth and Sport Ministry, Stephen Jacobs, said live art is vital because it creates immediate, shared experiences that foster empathy, community, and social change in a digital-dominated world.
This initiative is not only highlights artistic excellence, but also offers the public an opportunity to engage directly with Guyana's vibrant and creative community through cultural appreciation, interactive experiences, and the promotion and sale of local artwork.
He said attendees can expect live demonstrations, artistic expressions, audience participation, and first-hand interactions with persons in the creative community. The government, he reminded, remains firmly committed to the advancement of the creative industry as part of its national agenda and national diversification. As significant growth continues, Jacobs said significant investments in the arts will continue, reminding that $3.7 billion were budgeted this year for projects to support the orange economy. He said cultural spaces like markets and museums give creatives places to expose their talent and attract investment. Throughout the month of May, the ministry will be doing live reenactments of historical moments in our country's history at various events to bring about awareness and remind us of who we are as a people and where we came from. As the 60th Jubilee Independence celebrations kickstart, he asked that Guyanese support all activities and experience what the arts has to offer in the coming weeks. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Guyana, up your cash. Over 100 winners. More than $2.5 million in cash and prizes up for grabs. Win cash every week. Plus a chance to up your cash to $500,000. And that's not all. Win back your grocery bill up to $20,000 cash every week. Just grab any Buster Turbo Energy Drink, Fruitopia, Oasis flavored water, Fruita, or Viva Sparkling flavored water. Look for the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana on Facebook or Instagram for details. Up your cash today!
This Mother's Day, say I love you in a way she'll never forget. Celebrate your mother, grandmother, wife, aunt, or that special woman in your life with a beautiful personalized Mother's Day greeting on HGP TV. Send us 2 photos of mom and a heartfelt message of up to 80 words. Our team will professionally create a short tribute video in-house to be aired on television and across social media on Mother's Day. Let her smile. Let her feel appreciated. Let the world know how special she is. Only $2,000. Book your Mother's Day greeting today. WhatsApp or call now 657-1706 or 687-0575. HGP TV Mother's Day greetings, because moms deserve more.
Good evening and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio D. Here's what you need to know as we turn attention to news coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of Finance, Devendra Nath Tanku, addressed the uproar over Republic Bank's fee increases, labeling criticism as a media mischief and deliberate ignorance. The new fee structure, which raises concerns of essential services by over 70% as of May 1, 2026, has faced backlash, with accusations that the bank is transferring the government's 0.25 asset levy to consumers. Tanku dismissed claims linking the budget measure to the bank's pricing changes. And I quote, "The media mischief of tying the fee hike to business levy is unfortunate and deliberately ignores the fact that the bank has increased fees several times in the recent past. I appeal for responsible reporting," Tanku said in a WhatsApp response sent to the Guardian media on Thursday. Earlier this week, former Finance Minister Kwame Imbert suggested that fee increase could be related to the government's introduction of that tax. Addressing the corporation's sole oversight role, Tanku confirmed that the government has already moved to engage the bank's leadership. And I quote, "What I can say is that the bank has been engaged by appropriate authority and will issue a statement likely on Friday," Tanku said. Meanwhile, the Fair Trading Commission, known as FTC, has signaled a willingness to collaborate with the central bank to address potential competition gaps following the recent surge in commercial banking fees. Trinidad and Tobago's Fair Trading Act states the legislation shall not apply in a number of areas, including for banks and non-bank financial institutions, which fall within the purview of the Securities Act. Over to news in Antigua and Barbuda. A series of coordinated early morning searches spanning 2 communities has allegedly led to multiple arrests and the seizure of a modified firearm and ammunition. The operations reportedly carried out in the pre-dawn hours of Wednesday, May 6, targeted several private premises in the Freetown area and a working farm along Collins Road. In Freetown, a search warrant revealed a modified flare gun, ammunition, and a camouflage shirt at a private address, leading to the arrest of 2 individuals for illegal firearm possession. And finally, with international news. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer vowed on Friday to stay in office to quote-unquote deliver change after his Labour Party suffered heavy losses in local elections that deepened doubts over his ability to govern. Just under 2 years after winning a landslide national election, Starmer saw voters punish his Labour government, dealing it a blow in some of its traditional strongholds in former industrial regions in central and northern England. The main beneficiary was a populist Reform UK Party of Brexit campaigner Nigel Farage, which gained more than 400 council seats in England and could form the main opposition in Scotland and Wales to pro-independent Scottish National Party and Plaid Cymru in results later on Friday. Early results underscored the fracturing of Britain's traditional two-party system, with the once dominant Labour and Conservative parties losing votes not only to Reform but to the left-wing Green Party at the other end of the political spectrum, and to nationalists in Scotland and Wales. That has brought us to the end of Friday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Thank you for watching, and do have a productive weekend. Goodbye.
Let's join Delvin Nedbit now for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Friday, May 8, 2026. We begin tonight with basketball. Action took place in a friendly fixture between the University of Guyana Trojans and Kokwani at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall in Georgetown on Thursday. After a keenly contested match, the Trojans emerged triumphantly with a narrow 39-38 victory. The match was part of the ongoing preparations for Guyana's senior women's basketball team ahead of the upcoming Central Basket Women's Tournament set for July 11 to 19 in Nicaragua. Into basketball, the Ghana Basketball Federation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, are set to host their 2026 3-on-3 Independence Championships on May 17th at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall in Georgetown. Commencing at 10 hours, 10 teams are expected to compete for the top prize of $300,000. Guyana's best players are expected to be on show representing the nation's top clubs, including the Ravens, the Eagles, the Royals, and the Raiders. Into football, action is set to conclude in the Georgetown Football Association's 2026 Naliko Nafiko Knockout Tournament at the Pleasance Community Center ground on Saturday. Commencing at 19 hours, match number 1 will feature Vengi FC versus Eastveld FC in the third place playoff, while the grand final commencing at 21 hours will feature Beacon FC versus Rhythm Squad FC. Into cricket, registration for Guyana's largest tape ball tournament, the One Guyana T10 Tape Ball Blast, officially opened earlier today. According to organizer John Ramsing, spots within the 4 zones of competition will be reserved upon payment of the tournament's $35,000 registration fee on a first-come, first-served basis. The nation's most lucrative tape ball tournament commences on August 8th, with the grand final set to be played on October 11th at the Anna Regina National Stadium in Essequibo. Finally, in cricket, action continued in the Noor Cricket Youth Club of Canada's 2026 Tour to Guyana with a 30 overs fixture against the Everest Cricket Club at the Everest Cricket Club ground in Georgetown on Thursday. Batting first, Everest reached 170 for 5 of their allotment of 30 overs as Vinish Kalpu remained unbeaten on 51 and Jafar Samad picked up 2 for 41. When Noor responded, they were limited to 134 for 6 of their allotment of 30 overs. Jafar Samad top scored with a brilliant 64 as Samuel Ali picked up 3 for 26 in the comfortable 36-run victory. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblet, reminding you to stay in the game.
Lawyers say Venezuela playing victim game while threatening Guyana's territory. Detective Sergeant accused of assaulting female cop. 74.8% increase in Guyana's fuel import costs since early 2026. And traffic police warn minibus drivers, overcharge passengers, and face prosecution. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.